the case.
What up? What up? What up? What up? We here. Peace and blessings to everybody in attendance. I am Deep Entropy, last of a writer's creed. I want y'all to do me a solid because it's been a while since I got a chance to do one of these, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this one, man. We got a new guest in the building. I'm gonna let him introduce himself to the people, and we just gonna chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Just a regular sit down and talk a little shit about life, so on and so on. So, uh, do us a solid. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not. By the end of the stream, make sure you check out this brother and everything that he has going on. We need to uplift each other. We need to fellowship and build within our own community and stop giving all of our time and all of our attention to these platforms that don't care about us. So, with that being said, the floor is yours, sir. Introduce yourself to the people.
Peace, peace, peace. I am the young man Nuke in UK, NOE. And man, I'm a multifaceted individual. I've been doing music for about 25 years, and I've been insurance. I've been selling insurance, life, vision, health, dental, all types of insurance for like the last 5 to 6 years. I'm a single father of three for like the last 3 years. My oldest is 10, my youngest is 5. I've traveled all around the country. I had a CDL, over the road driver. I've been to over 40 different states plus. I've lived in over 7 states, about 9 different cities, across the country. I get around like Pac, but I got a clean STD tester, so it be like that. I I'm just into a lot of things. I like just I would say A to Z. I'm into it from aliens all the way down to uh that movie Zootopia. My children be putting me up on the Disney movie. So, I'm just an all around interesting and inquisitive individual. And we can start with it from there. What up, world?
Right on, right on, right on. Salutes to you, sir. You touched on a couple of things that I found interesting, but I want to start here first. You said you're from the UK. I have never traveled that far. I've been in other states. I've never been on an actual airplane. What is the travel life like for you?
Oh no, I'm not from the UK, brother. I'm from the Midwest, man. I'm from Michigan, Ypsilanti, Michigan, in UK, in OE. That's how they can find me on all the social medias.
Gotcha. I gotcha. I don't know why when I heard UK, I'm thinking United Kingdom.
Right.
See,
Now you
see
know
that.
what? In UK, Nuke. My name is an acronym, so it's Nubian Underground King. So there you go.
Oh shit, my bad, bro. I had a blind moment because when you said, I thought you was saying like you're in, like you're I in UK. I ain't know you were actually spelling out your name. My bad, folks. Don't come for me. Don't come for me in the comment section. It happens. It happens. Nah, shout outs. There's a lot of battle rap out there. I don't know if you're really a battle rap person, but there's a lot of battle rap out there. Um,
you
what
know,
are
I'm
your
go ahead.
go ahead.
I don't really be in the battle rap like that. I like the sport of it, but it's if they're not up there really having fun, and there's a couple cats out there like my man O Solo. I like O Solo, But like if they not up there having fun, like for real, all they really doing is writing angry poetry to each other. So like I don't see, and I don't get me wrong, I get it for sure. But me personally, I just don't see the entertainment aspect of watching two dudes be angry and talk about how they're gonna do one thing to another to each other, and have so much vigor and so much emphasis about doing it. Like I said, if you ain't up there having fun and enjoying the fellowship of the MC with you, then I don't really too much partake into it.
You know what? I ain't even mad at that answer, to be honest, because like to me, when I originally started watching it, I thought it was about having the better raps, the better rhyme schemes. You're more witty. You knew how to play on words a little bit more intricate than the other person. That's how I was looking at it, and then over time, I just realized like it's a lot of violence, a lot of gang related, drug related stuff. People base their winners and losers off of aggression, off of being angry, and it's not really about who actually writes better, but it's more about who can prove that they have the potential to do harm to the other person more.
It's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It's a lot of low vibrational winners.
Yeah,
Say it like that.
I give you O Solo though. O Solo
Yeah,
funny as hell to me.
yeah, he different. He different.
one one something something two something something three something then boom. He got that Martin Luther King I have a dream voice,
Yeah,
but
his cadence is off the chain. His
yeah,
cadence is the way he captures you into what he got going on. Yeah, I really rock with Solo. There's a couple of them out there too, but like I can't I can't really speak on it because I don't watch it like that.
right. But you said you've been in the music field for about 25. Am I right?
Man, dude, um, I've been professionally in the industry since this would be the 20th year, honestly, since about 2024. And then I started my label 26 or 2016 or no 2006. And but I've been kicking rhymes since I was about 9, and me and my cousin Bones out there in Ipsy, we I mean, we used to just freestyle and just kick it like that. That was it. I didn't really take the writing portion of it real serious until 2002. I met my man D Kappa out in Memphis, Tennessee, and I linked up with the Thug Figures, my man Malachi and 44 East Diablo, and that was 2002, and I really took the craft part of the song creation seriously, and ever since then, it's just been elevation, one point after another. Back in 2004, I did the song with MC Breed from Flint, Michigan, before he passed away, and it got on the radio out in Michigan and Atlanta and or Canada and a couple other places. I think in the Bay out in California. I was only like 18, 19 when that happened, but um, and then Bree passed away a few years after that in 2008. So like from 2004 to 2008, it was just a grind. Trying to figure out my lane and my position and what I wanted to do. But I like I said, I was a truck driver for a little bit over the road, and I flipped a truck out in Utica, New York, 2007, And yeah, that kind of changed the trajectory of my life and the course of things that I had going on. But it music is really a part of my DNA. So I I I, I can't escape it even if I wanted to.
Right, I feel you. I feel you. Um, what got you into music? I mean, like, who inspired you, made you decide to pick up your pen? And I'll start there because I had a follow up question after that.
You know, I don't know. I can't say like there was like one person that was just like, yo, I want to be like, or I mean, I could say Michael Jackson for sure, but like even still, he was pop music, as opposed to rap. My mom played all types of music growing up in the house, so I listened to pop, punk, funk, um, what is it, jazz, and I mean, I just listen to all types of different music. So I mean, it's not like just one creative, but the whole aspect for me was that I was able just to express myself, to have an outlet, to be able to channel my frustration. So that's why I rap for real. It's nothing but poetry at the end of the day, put to a beat. So I'm able to articulate that way and just get some things off my chest. That's the way I actually operate when I put together my songs. I could sit here and I can rap about whatever's popular, whatever's what is it, cultural at the time or whatever it may be. But I sit down and I channel my own thoughts and my own emotions and how I'm feeling and try to make that come across on whatever music me and the producer sit down and create. So um I mean that's just my process. It's a little different. It's a little different, but like if the music correlates and in effect uh taps into something with somebody, then yeah. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least I was able to get it out. Call it therapy, if you will.
I feel you. Poetry is therapy for me. I would write. I like to add music to it, like ambient music.
Mm,
Um, Nothing abrasive or overly aggressive, nothing like that. I'm just like a chill, smooth, all the way through type of person. I don't need the drums and all the extra stuff. When you record and you do your music, what is your typical style? Is your beats um like what we see right now in 2024? Is it a little old school? How would you associate your style?
you know, music is real subjective. You can really get any type of emotion through anything, and it just depends on how I feel. I got a song out there on Spotify. It's the only song I think I got on Spotify. Me and Coogee rap, and that's the old school boom bap type beat. Um, the one with me and MC Breed, that's a jazzy type beat. I got one that I'm thinking about releasing that has a live electric guitar over it. It has a heavy rock influence. So I mean, like it's just depends. Like I don't have I don't have a set style, if you will, but I'm real comfortable being able to speak at my own tone, at my own pace, at my own delivery when it comes to music. So a little bit more up tempo. I'm not like I can't dance. I can shoulder lean. I don't know how to dance. I can dance. I can do that like a lot. Like so I don't can't say I don't make dance music, but just up tempo type music. It just depends on how I feel. Like I'm going through a divorce, so I got I'm not gonna say it's some love songs, but I got some angry songs. I got some songs about pedophiles, and I got some songs about getting money. Like it's just me. Like like when you hear me talking to you, this is like me talking to you. This isn't a character. This is me. So like I let me come across the music as well, and it's. I think I do a pretty good job.
Fair enough. As someone who has been divorced, I got divorced back in 2000 and like 2022 or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, what was marriage life like for you, man? Because I know for me,
Oh man.
it's a different world. I don't think people understand the difference between being out here in the street and actually being in the house with somebody else.
You know, I don't even know how to answer that question because everybody's marriage is different. There's no typical marriage. It's your partner and it's supposed to be your partner. You dig? So like, but when you got your partner that ain't partnered up, you know what I mean? That wants to be a adversary, as opposed to someone who wants to be a help, beneficial uh, towards just making it through this life. I don't think people understand that, like, when you partner up with somebody, y'all trying to get from point A to point Z. You dig for real. Not even just the point B, just the point the whole end of the thing. And if you do not, if you can't see yourself making it to even the letter D, you have to drop that person off clean where they are and keep moving till you make it to Z, even if it's on your own. And a lot of people can't make it on their own. And I mean, like that's that. We need each other for sure. That male female dynamic is 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 necessary. I'll say that in life. Like you won't reach maximum potential on your own. But dude, you will not reach even the minimum potential if you got somebody that don't want you to see even a third of your potential. You dig? So like, yeah, man, like that don't answer none of the question at all. But like I'm just saying, like, man, man, when you picking this person, you gotta make sure that person's that person. Otherwise, you dig, like you'll be in for a surprise.
Oh no, that's real spill. And the only reason I asked was because as soon as you said it, I was like, damn, all right, here I am. I was divorced. I got married young. I was immature. I didn't know what it was that I wanted. I was really just playing around, but I was too childish to really be determined in my purpose and what I was really supposed to be doing, dealing with the opposite gender. And long story short, I did learn a lot from it. I learned a lot about dealing with another person being in my space for one, because you're so used to living on your own and doing for yourself. Now you have this other body there with you 24 hours a day. You have to factor in other people's feelings, their space, all that. And then you touched on some stuff too, having a helpmate, being in order and being in line with the other person. There's a lot that come with it. It's not a horrible thing. The idea of marriage might look on paper beautiful, but it's a headache and it's hard work, and it's more than having money. It's more than having a brand name behind you and status and all that. There's a lot that goes into it on both parties. People don't understand or honor or really conceive because they're looking at life superficially so much. I just
Mm.
I just wanted to pick your brain real quick on that.
Yeah, yeah. Like, man, listen, I'll say it like this, and this is for real. And this is my perspective. I don't have a popular point of view. We'll say it that way. I tend to form my own thoughts and stick with it that way. But like, I think that social media, music, uh, reality TV, I think that skews the actual reality of the not only how males and females should interact with each other, but also it skews the overall dynamic and how that we interact with each other. And it from the outside looking in, it really puts pressure on both of us to be a certain way, to act a certain way, to do a certain way. And in reality, that's just not how it is. A perfect example, and I'll say this my G from the Chi Town. Lupe Fiasco did a song probably about a decade ago called Bitch Bad. And, you know, if you go back and you listen to the song, that's kind of where we are right now. We at the third verse where where the over sexualization of women and the hyper masculine masculination. We're gonna call it a word, masculation, um, of men to be these providers and money making machines for the women. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of like where we are right now, in my personal opinion. And in actuality, it's men trying to trying to prove that they this dude, and it's women trying to prove that they are deserving of these things, and a lot of them are doing things to their bodies and they forms, and it's just a whole clusterfuck of confusion, and we just need to get back down to the roots of what it all is. And man, that's just loving, respecting, and honestly, trying to understand one another. Because man, we all have been through trauma in our life. Dog, we all been through trauma in our life. Some have been through way more trauma than the next person. And taking the time to understand those things and that dynamic about just a person at they lowest, and how they fluctuate through their lowest to their highest and back to their lowest. You dig? Like that's what we need to do as an individual before we start coupling up. You know, like I said, I'm opinionated, and I'm gonna stick by that one until someone can prove me wrong.
I hear you. Trust me. I hear you. We have these discussions very frequently up here, and one of the things that I think is very important is that we allow other people, include myself, to be available to receive opinions and information from the eyes and ears of others who have experienced life differently than we did. Because to me, we all have experienced something similar. It might not have gone in the same direction precisely, but we can all sit here and say, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, I had something like that happen to me before. It wasn't necessarily like this, but I can understand why you would say what you said, whether
Hmm.
you agree or disagree." So
Everybody has their own perspective. We're not all supposed to have the same viewpoint on the same subject, and I think that's what makes everything beautiful. Like I don't believe we're all supposed to agree. you know we should have a whole common consensus, but like just because like using the stop sign, the stop light, for example, everybody know you shouldn't go when it says red, and everybody know you should go when it's green. That yellow light is that little gray
Mm,
area. You dig? Like, like some people slow down, some people speed up. You know what I mean? So, I mean that's kind of like what it is, perspective. Everybody got what they in their mind of how they believe, but at least we all on the same page in between. You know what I mean? From point A to point D. Or you dig? So, it helps that if people are building toward a positive, common direction, there has to be at least an agreement upon the same end game.
absolutely, absolutely. Throughout your music history and your career, can you give me one of your best memories and one of the moments where things took a turn for the worse and you had to find your way out of it?
Through the music. Oh man, when I went to Pittsburgh, that was crazy because I had flipped that semi truck in Utica, and I
Ooh,
could have went to North Carolina. I could have went back to Michigan, but I chose to go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and it was right around the time when Wiz Khalifa was just starting, and he had that Pittsburgh sound. And I already had the song with MC Breed, but one thing was at that time I didn't realize the business of the industry. So moving to Pittsburgh, that helped me to slow myself down a lot and acclimate myself to what the business side of the music is, the music entertainment industry. You know, um, that was definitely a defining point for me. I went from being just an artist because I was signed to a label, and I just so happened to have the masters from the work I did with that label, but I didn't know what that meant at that time. It was just I happened to be able to move in that direction, to be able to have control over the things I created while I was there, and that's all because that person didn't know nothing about the business either. So it's having a solid grip and even now I know a little bit about the business, but man, there's so much that I can learn. There's so much that I need to know, and I'm like a sponge still learning, So it moving to Pittsburgh was definitely a career defining low for me, but it was also a career defining high as well. Um, and man, selecting the right partner, I'm telling you, you have you a partner, man, dude, that supports you instead of a hater. Dude, like man, I can't imagine. You won't imagine how many shows I turned down just because XYZ. So like yeah, man, selecting the right partner, man. Get you somebody on your side.
that's a whole fact. You can go out here and run the street and sleep around all you want, but it's pointless. It seemed fun for a while until you hit a certain stride in your life. You hit a certain age and you realize that there's way more going on that's bigger than just you, and all of this meaningless encounters don't really provide you with something that you're lacking. I agree 100%. You have to have someone who is really solid because they can either hinder you or they can help you elevate. So
Fact.
my circle is a decimal. literally, because I already know I've been around long enough to see how people actually move. They say they are one way, but their actions show otherwise. So you end up having to rely on yourself, which you should already be doing. It's okay if you want that extra hand. We're supposed to have helpmates, but you should not solely be relying on someone else. And I learned that the hard way. I have to do what I'm doing because I need to do it because I want to do it, not because somebody else.
Right.
The extra person is a bonus, but if
So,
you have, if
if you ask me, I'm gonna say it like this, like, the beauty of the world is being able to experience it. But man, when you get you a partner that can see the world through a whole nother perspective that you can and show you that world too, that's what's up, And if y'all can build together, man, I can't even say whatever that means to you. No, you got to be able to build together, like solid. There's I don't want to say relationship structure, but there's some type of structure out there that would see to it that two people can, like, I sell life insurance. So, man, getting life insurance on each other, getting life insurance on your progeny, your children, getting life insurances on your parents. That's like optimal. That's what you need to do. That's first step. If you plan on making any type of future with somebody, that's one thing that you need to do because you could lose somebody real close and it could be devastating and destroy your life. You dig? So like, man, just having that little extra cushion, it helps. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just one of the things that you should be thinking about doing, when it comes to experiencing this life with somebody. But these things ain't taught to us. We just out here pumping in the sweat, pumping in the sweat.
yeah, yeah, some things I had to see for myself by being stubborn and hard headed, experimenting.
Hmm.
Um, my folks, you know, they they loved me and they did what they could given the time frame that we grew up in. But those essential moments, like dealing with the dynamics of relationships and pair bonding and fellowship. I didn't know what the hell fellowshipping at 12 years old was.
Hmm.
That word back then would not look like what it does now to me at all. I don't even think I ever heard that word used before until I got older.
Yeah, it's one of those older words from the old lexicon for sure.
Let me ask you a question. Right now, moving forward, heading into 2025, Lord willing, we get to see another year. What are your plans with your music, with networking, with building your platform and everything like that? What are your goals? Do you have any um, things on your plate right now that you're thinking about?
So, finishing out 2024, you know, next month, November the 23rd, I do believe, I'll be in Newport Beach, California for the 11th annual GERD Awards. It's a networking event, um, the underground Grammys, if you will. A celebration of mainstream and underground, uh, just not just entertainers, but just businesses and um, people of influence. You know, um, places to eat. I mean, like just real underground networking. It's on a three-story yacht. It's the only award show that I know that's on a three-story yacht. They float up and down up in the what is it, in the harbor or whatever, whatnot. Dinner. It's hosted by Black Jesus, Slink Johnson. He'll be hosting this year's event, and it's an event I've been attending for I don't know a few years at this point. So that's one of the things I got going on this year. Then as far as we talked poetry a little earlier. I'm going to be releasing my poetry book digitally at some point between now and the end of the year. I have a poetry book I put together, and I put it on Kindle a couple years ago, but I need to get somewhere that I can get it directly to the people who can best support me. So that's what I've been actually working on, and drawing poetically. The poetry of Tommy Lee Lewis on Amazon if you want to look at that up. And we're going to try to get into a book in 2025. I'm actually going to try to, the goal is to write and produce another book, a self help book. I want to do it about confidence, rebuilding confidence, not only just because I got out this relationship and trying to rebuild my confidence on my own, but just to strengthen the confidence that you might even have already. I want this to be about having the freedom to feel free to know that you are weak in certain areas, and and just have the ability to strengthen on that note. So that's like a 2025 goal. Releasing music. I like I said, I only have the one song on Spotify. I think Spotify is a game and a gimmick, and it doesn't really benefit the artist as monetarily. It gives us a platform to put it out there to the world and be heard, but it doesn't really benefit us so that we can get paid off of this music. So I've just been trying to figure that type of thing out. So I want like with the poetry book and the self-help book that I want to put out. I want to do the music direct to consumer as well. I know I want to release a couple projects that I've already uh, finished and completed. I got two EPs and working on a third. And I've worked with this producer over the summer, and we're completing the EP as well. And I have a long-term producer. Well, that's Don Bartholomew, the producer. He's actually from the UK. The producer's from the UK. And then my producer, long-term producer, Beezy. Um, Beezy got Buzz. We are working on a project as well, another EP. So I got like at least four EPs that I want to release next year. Five, Lord willing. If I can get them all together. Couple different singles. I got this single coming out with Havoc from Mob Deep. I just need to get a couple more clearances and then I'll be good to go. I'll put that on Spotify just because. And I don't know. I want to do some shows. I haven't done any shows in a long time. I'm ready to get back on stage. Even if I ain't stage ready, I just need to get back on stage. And that'll be a good 2025 for me if I can accomplish even just 80% of those things.
I think that's fire. That's definitely dope, man.
Appreciate it.
I know whatever you put your hands and your minds to moving forward is going to, and I'm praying that it flourishes in the ways that you need it to, because it sounds like you got your thoughts and your plans in order. Uh, I'm excited to see what comes up from this. I have a Spotify. I need to put it back on my phone. I don't really be using it that much, but I met a couple of people from off of threads that I follow on there. So I'm gonna tap in and yeah, definitely appreciate you sharing just a little bit of your wisdom. I know we have libraries of just different experiences throughout this lifetime on this big ball of dirt. I'm just glad that I'm able to partake in just a portion of it. So I thank you for tapping in with us. Um,
Yes, sir.
like we'll talk after this and all that. And do you have anything that you want to say to the people before we close out?
You know, I don't know what I want to say to y'all. Man, just be blessed, be smooth, be positive. You know, I don't want to make it like I got all the answers because I don't. Like for sure, for sure. So like, man, just be blessed and pray for somebody. We did. Prayer works for sure. Yeah, if you can't pray for yourself, pray for somebody else.
That's a whole fact. I'm glad you said that. We need a lot of that.
No, big facts. Big facts. The whole world need prayer.
But yeah, man, we're gonna talk, bro. You have a blessed evening. Blessings to everybody who tap in. Make sure you subscribe, follow up. I'm gonna leave all of the information that you need in the description of this video. It should be coming out this week, so keep an eye out for it. To sit down. All right, y'all be easy.
My peace.